Chicago Defender overcame a major obstacle. You had to move out of that building and downsize, and now you're still here with us. A lot of jobs are being taken away because of robotics. As a forklifter, as a teamster, my job is gone. Robots can do my job more efficiently at an average cost of $3 an hour. So they're not coming back. But what I can do as your congressman, I can go to all of the people that love these Apple computers, iPhones, and things like that, and show them how we can be educated and trained to have a plant right here in the 2nd Congressional District. I can talk with the founder and all of the staff of Facebook and show them how, as an educator, I can stop the kids from getting on Facebook and bring those jobs here too. Thank you.
No, I'm not going to rebuttal anything.
I would like to rebut that. You mentioned my name. All I need is 30 seconds. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I've created jobs my entire career in the city of Chicago. I've been fighting for jobs. You all remember the fight with Walmart a couple of years ago? I was the one that brokered the deal to bring those Walmarts into the city of Chicago. That was me. I'm the one that made that happen, to bring thousands of jobs into the city of Chicago. I don't see how somebody else can have more influence on the outside than somebody on the inside. We need somebody who's going to go to Washington and deliver, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody who has a proven track record of delivering. I've delivered. I've been fighting for public safety. I've been fighting for jobs my entire career. We need to make sure we have somebody that can hit the ground running and represent you right now. Because we only have 2 years.
Thank you.
2 good years with Barack in order to make sure that we get things done.
All right. We're good. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, moderator and the chairman of this occasion. My name is Dr. Victor Jonathan, and I believe I should be number 106, the 6th candidate on the ballot, Victor Jonathan. I just love the opening statement of Mr. Chairman, and that is, what do we stand for? You know, as Christian, as a pastor, I believe that the greatest commandment is to love one another. Love yourself as you love your neighbor. And if we love ourselves as we love our neighbors, our children will not be dying on our streets. I see the uncaring attitudes of our office holders. And that's one of the reasons I'm running. I think it's time for a change. I'm passionate about the issues that affect our community, starting from the south side of Chicago to the south suburbs. The lack of jobs, the lack of programs, meaningful programs for our children. Our children are killing themselves because they do not see a future. They do not think that they belong. They do not know what is going to happen to them tomorrow. In fact, they do not think their life is worth anything. And what the chairman just said is very, very important. We need job programs. We need programs to keep the children out of the streets. We need to keep them out of the gangs. We need to start from when they are young in grade school to start educating them against gangs, against gun violence. By the time they start shooting one another, any pastor that is going out there and preaching don't shoot, they're wasting their time. They're shooting and they will keep shooting. We need to get them when they're young. We need to care. We need to love them and show them love. Now let me tell you something about myself. As I started, I'm a pastor. I pastor at my wife and I were pastor at a church not too far from here on 93rd and Langley. We used to be in Stega before the Lord calls us to Langley. I received a Bachelor of Science degree from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign in aeronautical engineering. I received an MBA from Governor State University in University Park. I've lived in South Suburb here for the past 30 years. I started a business called Pixel Technologies. I created hundreds of jobs, technology jobs that pays 50,000 and above. And the key here is this: we need integrity. We need somebody that will care. We need somebody that will not be bought. You have been hoodwinked. You have been swindled because the people you are sending are feeding their pockets. They're only going there to get paid off, and therefore they don't care about you because the person that bought them is who they're going to vote for their affairs. That is why we're having problems. And I think you should vote for Victor Jonathan. Thank you. God bless.
Good evening. My name is John Blythe. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight on a night not fit for man or beast. A couple things briefly. I do agree with Alderman Dale on way too many guns going out the front door and the back door. I agree with Mr. Cliff Eagleton. Improving community and community improve me. I like that. I like the jobs. I like the jobs with Mr. Haynes. I'm sorry, Mr. Haynes. I do like your job program. And there's many others here that are doing good work in the community too. Should good riders here just plenty with the youths and everything else. So anyway, my name is John Blythe. You can find me at www.blytheamerica.com for any and all subjects that you would like to see in print, video, and other things. I yield my time to Mr. Charles Rayboy.
Thank you, sir. I spent the night with the homeless when Rainbow Push had their night with the homeless. We have a problem of babies raising babies, and these now grown baby teenagers are trying to murder our children. I also have worked with Project Innocence with 1 out of 10 people that I campaign, and when I'm campaigning I meet that is an ex-offender. I work with them to get their license back, to get all of their identification back, where they are ready for jobs, including job training. Now, as I go on, a stockholder is the one that determines whether plans submitted to them will be implemented. That's who we need to talk to, because you can submit the best plans in the world to Walmart, and until they come to me as a stockholder, then they won't be implemented.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't know we came to a session of Congress. I thought we were running for Congress. My name is Lee Allen Jones. I'm running on the Green Party ticket. I'm 33 years old. I ran for United States Senator in 2010 under the party. What is my story? My story is I grew up on the south side of Chicago. I was raised by my grandparents. I did documentary work. Some of you probably heard it. 20 years ago, I did a documentary called Ghetto Life 101 on National Public Radio. That became a second documentary called Rewards for 14 Stories of Perry Morris. For both documentaries, I was awarded over 20 journalism awards, including the George Foster Peabody, which is the most coveted award in journalism. Those two documentaries were turned into a book called How America Life and Death on the South Side of Chicago. That was turned into a movie on the Showtime network. I want to say that I really appreciate being here tonight because I take everybody here serious in terms of their discussion. This is what democracy is about. Irrespective of what anybody has done up here, there is still so much more to do. And I want to say thank you for coming out here today. This is the first forum that I've been to where we have seen, the constituency that is not African American, is not white, which is the Hispanic community, which is here today, I presume, that lives in the district. And I want to say that I'm here for you as well. I believe in sensible immigration policy. I believe that your community has a right to set foot in this country and grow roots and be able to establish the foothold that has made America great for all immigrants, for my community and the African American community. I am only a product of a strong family. I'm a product of a strong church. I'm a product of a strong community. And so I don't want to present a discussion to you today that is basic and simple. Yes, we know guns are an issue. We know guns have been an issue in our community for 30 or 40 years when I look at some of you in here. The community has suffered not because of the things we've reacted to, because a lot of times in politics, you think you're hearing a very strong argument, but all you're hearing is a reaction. What I present to you is a vision, and my vision is that where we are right now is so close to where we want to be if we can choose to do things like we're doing here today. I wear a button on my shoulder right here for Hadia Pendleton. She was a student that went to my high school, Martin Luther King High School, which is now King College Prep. I went to Martin Luther King High School when it was the worst school in the state of Illinois in 1994. Even though we were winning state basketball championships, we had the worst standardized test scores in the state of Illinois. I worked hard as a member of student government to improve the conditions of my school that set up the foundation to create King College Prep as it exists now. Over $30 to $40 million. And I was at City Hall when Alderman Beal in 1997. I don't know if you were there yet. But I was there, and I was there as a student in student government where we protested to get the field that was built, to be able to create the atmosphere at King College Prep that now exists now. What I'm telling you here now is that we are in a very serious debacle right now. As our community is digressing, the world is going forward, and if we don't begin to change, our communities will lose, but we can win. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Fatima Muhammad, candidate 112. Who am I? Well, I've had a good upbringing. I was born in Harvey, raised in a two-parent household, grew up with six siblings. I was the youngest of the oldest and the oldest of the youngest, so I was right there in the middle. I've had a good education. Ralph Bunch in Hazel Crest, Ralph Bunch in Markham, Warren Palm in Hazel Crest, Sister Clara Muhammad School right there on Stony Island, UIC, class of 92, Northwestern PhD, doctorate in radio, TV, film studies. So I'm really impressed by your Peabody Award. That's exciting. I've worked so many jobs, from Weigel Broadcasting, Morning Star, UPTV and University Park, Sullivan House, Alternative High School, Southern Illinois, University at Carbondale, U.S. Census enumerated in 2010. Currently, I'm a Chicago State University assistant professor. So many jobs because the jobs shifted. I was laid off, then rehired, and I know that it's not me because I'm all trained up. So it's something wrong with the system. The system is broken, and I have the credibility, plan to keep the transparency, something that we so need in this district. In the last 30 years we haven't had it, and accountability. So it's not just, oh, I tried and it didn't work. Somebody is getting paid, so something's supposed to happen. So that's my whole thing. I grew up saying this phrase, or hearing this phrase said a lot. My word is my bond. My bond is my life. And I'll lose my life before I break my bond. So if any of you have been around Stony Island, you've probably heard that. And that's truly how it is. That's what this district needs, from Peatone to Kenwood. We need credibility, transparency, and accountability. And like one of my political heroes, Charles Hayes, said back in '92, the legislature's job is to chaperone the resources back to the district. And the 2nd Congressional District's MVPs, also known as citizens, need this. They need somebody who's just like them with credibility, transparency, and accountability. The jobs are here. The money is here. On my block, on 89th in Indiana, a whole lot of people's gas and water department people are working. And 2 years ago, when the guy I was living with applied online, in person, there was no job supposedly. So something is missing, and I'm here to find it. Fatima Muhammad, 112.
Thank you, Madam.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Larry Pickens, and I am a candidate for Congressman of the 2nd Congressional District. being in this church brings back a lot of memories for me. I always wanted to know what this church was like inside. I used to work next door at the facility that used to be called the Benjamin O. Davis Recreation Center back in the 70s when I was a student at CBS High School. And I was a lifeguard over there. And during that time, oftentimes on Sunday mornings, our music would be quite loud over there, and you would call over from this church to tell us to turn it down. But what I want to say is that that opportunity to work in the summers is symbolic of ways in which we responded to the needs of young people during that era to make sure that they were busy, that they had opportunities to work and to do things that were productive. That's the kind of thing that I want to do as a congressman, to return that type of opportunity for our youth, not only in the summers, but throughout the year, in order to enable them to develop their minds and their spirits. I'm committed to that, and I want to share in that responsibility with all of you as we respond to the needs of our community. I don't think that this race can be reduced to buzzwords like guns and jobs and all of the things that we have been pointing out. But I think that what it means, or what it is about, is creating a vision for what we want to have take place in the life of this district. I think that we have the opportunity for significant economic development as we move forward. I have the capacity to make certain that that happens. I also want to be grounded, because I think that as I am accountable to you and as I respond to you as a constituent, I am best able to carry out my responsibilities in Congress. I have the ability to take on the special interests in order to be in touch with what your needs are, and I want to commit to that. So as we continue in this campaign, I look forward to your support, and I hope that I can earn your vote. Thank you very much.
Is ready to move into our questions. And I'm going to give the first question, and Alderman Anthony Beal will respond, and it will go around, and then the next time around, we won't pick on you, Alderman Beal, we'll turn it around the other way. But the first question is, what is your vision for the 2nd Congressional District as far as revitalization? Do you support the Lakefront Project development on Chicago's South Side? And would you support a museum there honoring President Barack Obama to Chicago's Lakeside Corridor, as was advocated by the former Alderman, Sandy Jackson?
Okay, thank you for that question. First of all, I right now have the largest development in the city of Chicago, and I stated that earlier. Now, with that development, it's created 4,000 jobs. Just yesterday, I had a press conference with Governor Quinn where he brought back $4.6 million to help finish that project. You probably saw it on the news last night. That's the kind of person that you need to be able to bring back resources from all levels of government in order to create jobs. Now, when you look at my project, 170 acres. Well, the project she's talking about is 470 acres. So who has experience with large developments other than myself? So yes, we're committed to making sure that that project continues. But more importantly, we have to have that community benefits agreement that goes along with that to make sure that the community gets their fair share of those jobs and the money that is coming to the area. So that's what we have to be real careful of. If you put the wrong congressman in place, it's just like putting the wrong alderman in place. If you don't put the right people there, you will not see the results that come along with that. So I have the experience as far as doing large projects. That's why we're going to do the same thing with the South Suburban Airport with 150,000 jobs just to start. That's how we're going to revitalize the South Side and South Suburban area. When you drive past Midway, remember, you used to be able to pull into Midway, drop somebody off, and wasn't nothing else there. Now look at it. Look at O'Hare. Look at all the conventions, all the hotels, and everything that comes along with that. Just imagine that on the south side, in the south suburban area of the city of Chicago, what that can mean for us. We can have the same quality of life as everybody else, but you need the right leader to put in place to make sure that they're going to deliver those jobs to the community. Now is not the time to play with this seat. Now it's real important you all understand why Bloomberg is pumping up $2 million in this race. He ain't putting it on me. But I guarantee you, if you put the wrong person in place, you're going to see results that are not going to reflect the community. And that goes to all of us. You have to have the right person in place. So yes, I'm going to revitalize the community because I'm doing it already. I'm not just talking the talk. I've already walked the walk, ladies and gentlemen. So again, now is not the time to play with this seat. It's a reason why Bloomberg is trying to influence us. And if we sit back and allow somebody from New York to pump $2 million in to tell you who should represent you, we can't sit back and tolerate that. We should be infuriated that somebody has the gumption to put $2 million into a race to tell us who the heck we're supposed to represent us. We should be outraged.
Thank you.
104, put Anthony Beal in place and you won't be disappointed.
Let me just say this again. With the questions, you have 2 minutes to respond. 2 minutes. And if you forgot what the question was, you could ask and we'll repeat.
I second strongly what Alderman Beal stated about the despicable anti-American attack upon free elections by that pack from New York City. I wanted to say the issue is economic. My first priority is to develop a massive public works program bringing the veterans returning from overseas to manage a massive public program modeled after Franklin D. Roosevelt's program in the 1930s to put our young people back to work. That's my first priority when I go to Congress, if you see fit to elect me. It is a shame and a stain upon our democracy to allow 80, 70, 90% of our young people to wander the streets without a job and without a future. About the other question you had, I think that a program that represents the views that the community expresses that they would like to have, and that would better the community, I will support 100%. And I went to consult with you through a regional leadership council, advisory council that develops new honorable leadership in both the public and the private for the public and private affairs of our district. And I'm finished, right? Thank you.
Okay, and I like to say yes, I do support the development of the Lakefront project. And of course, the Obama Library, of course, I would support that. Let me indicate a couple of things. I mentioned over 30 years of workforce development experience. Let me tell you exactly what that is. I mentioned working directly with employers. Yes, that's employers who are already here, but that's also employers or company businesses that are coming to the state of Illinois.
What's your plan?
Okay.
What's your plan?
What's your plan?
Okay, yeah, let me take one more. Okay, basically, I have actually, in assisting them, I would ensure that there's, for example, an agency called the Office of Federal Contract Compliance, that they would post those jobs with, and ensure that affirmative action takes place. I don't know if you're aware, but whether or not there are affirmative action job orders or jobs that have been posted, but I would ensure that that takes place. Also, that let's say that the companies that have work or that come into the area, that they have, let's say, take advantage of a whole range of workforce development that we have within our community. Okay, that's what I would ensure take place with that that program. Now, that being said, I also want to emphasize that I have had extensive knowledge and experience in community building, working with community-based organizations to ensure that they are, let's say, the stakeholder in this whole process.
Let Alderman Hill make his final comment because he has another meeting that he has to attend. This is unusual, but we'll let him have the 2 minutes so he
I yield to the moderator and Alderman Bill.
Thank you so much, I really appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another forum this evening, so I do apologize that I have to leave and get to the other forum, but I just wanted to close by letting you all know this is, again, a very important election, and we cannot take a chance on someone who does not have the experience, dedication, and know-how to lead us into the next century. It's very important that we put the right person in place. I'm very passionate about this job, and I'm ready to hit the ground running. Why am I running for Congress? I'm running for Congress because I believe in my heart that being alderman for 14 years has prepared me to be the next congressman. When you look at Danny Davis, he's a congressman, he's a former alderman. When you look at Bobby Rush, congressman, former alderman. Louis Gutierrez, congressman, former alderman. Alderman is a great training ground for Congress. So February 26th, if you bless me with your vote to go to Congress, I guarantee I won't let you down. Anthony Beal, Punch 104, for the next congressman of the 2nd Congressional District. Thank you all so much, and God bless you.
Okay, folks, you're going to get the questions, but here's what I have to use. Well, they want to ask questions. They want to know if they can ask him questions before he leaves. He doesn't have. Okay, thank you. They said no questions right now. Yeah, you can leave and talk with him in the hall. Folks, please, we're in the sanctuary, and my God is a God that is not a God of confusion, okay? So let's keep the order. Thank you so much. The first thing I'd like to say that the alderman is choosing to leave. He does not have to leave because we're all invited to that next forum. You will find politicians that are in office that will shake your hand while they're looking over your shoulder for the next important person that's more important than you. I choose to stay until I get the job done here, and that's for you to get to know Charles Rayburn. Now, someone mentioned the name Congressman Charles Hayes. I knew Congressman Charles Hayes. I met him at Chicago State University, and as a matter of fact, I have a letter from